what's going on? It's David. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I really appreciate it. Hey, just wanted to check in with you guys. Oh, before I even go there, remember, I am not a financial advisor. Do your own research. I am not a financial advisor. Please do your own research. But hey, I want to check in on this beautiful Sunday afternoon, and I just want to give you guys a brief update. I don't think I've talked about dividends in a long, long time. I think when I first started my dividend journey a couple of years ago, I used to give some updates and some videos on, you know, what I did for the month and just, what dividends may have hit for the month. So that was in the very beginning stages of my dividend journey. And since then, I've made a lot of changes, a lot of updates to the portfolio. And things change over time, right? If you've been investing long enough, you would know these things. But um, but I want today to just touch a little bit on my dividend portfolio. I see a couple of videos that's been made by different people, and it kind of got me motivated to really sit down and add up all my dividends that I've gotten so far this year to date. So if you don't mind, I want to touch on that for just a second. Then after that, I'll give a brief update on the Robinhood portfolio and see where we stand for this past week. And yeah, I think it's going to be a great day. I'm excited about the women's national championship in a couple of hours. So I wanted to get this out there before that game come on, because I'm going to be tuned in for the game. Let me know who you got. If the game is already passed by the time this video comes out, hey, don't cheat. But I'm looking for South Carolina to knock off Iowa today. But it's going to be a great game. Iowa has some ballers. We already know that. And, South Carolina's going to have a handful. So we know what happened last year when these two teams met up. So who knows? Who knows? But, I'm rooting for South Carolina, but I'm really just rooting for a great game. So who do you guys got today? South Carolina or Iowa? But yeah, enough of that. Let's get right into these dividends, man, because I had a big dividend day. I woke up this morning and it's Sunday, but it's the weekend. If you guys know, especially with Fidelity, they'll post over the weekend if you have some dividends that's hitting on Monday. So this morning I woke up to $480 in dividends for one day. $480 in dividends for one day, and it actually would be more, but my Charles Schwab doesn't update as quick as Fidelity does. So it's technically going to be over $500 in one day. But I want to take a look at my dividend portfolio because I went and I broke it down by month, January, February, March, and even up to date so far in April as to where we stand with our dividend income. Because I don't know about you guys, but I love passive income. So let's jump right into the dividend. And if you, before I even get into that, I love Excel. I like Excel, I should say. I like Excel. So, I broke this down in Excel. Very easy to look at, very easy to understand. And let's jump right into it. So give me 1 second here as I share my screen. And boom, here we are, right? So you see we have our ticker symbols over here. And this also, before I get started, this is a joint dividend portfolio between myself and my 16-year-old son's account. So I just put it all together into one so you guys see what type of dividends we are receiving or we have received so far year to date this year. So as you see in column A is all my symbols here. And then you have the January, February, March, and so far here in April. So let's just go all the way down here. So for January, we received $467.56 in monthly income for January. In February, $479.77. March, and of course, March being end of the quarter, you have a lot of quarterly dividends that hit. So we jumped up to $568.86 for the month of March. But guess what? April. And I think we're going to hit $600. I know we're going to hit $600 in income for the month of April. We're already at $567.46 for the month of April. And you see year to date, and it's just the beginning of April, we're already at $2,083.65 for the month. I mean, for year to date so far this year in 2024, we have received $2,000 of passive income from our dividends. So let's jump right up here. As you can see, and I mentioned that we got over $500 this morning, right? Or will be $500 once this AMDY posts in my Charles Schwab account. I'll be able to have that amount, right? But this, just to show you what we received today, which is AMZY, which is a yield max for Amazon. I have this in two accounts. So you see it in the formula. It's the $62.60 I received in one account and $32.06 I received in another account for a total of $94.66. This is the baby right here. This is the Coinbase yield max, and I received $346. And then we have GOOY, which is the yield max that follows Google, which is additional $24. Then we received, we have the yield max for NVIDIA, which is $482.23. All this hit the account either today or yesterday. It's the weekend, right? So, but it's, you know, officially for the 8th, which April 8th, which is tomorrow. But you can see with Fidelity when it hits over the weekend. So that's a total of $482.23. So already in the month of April, we have received $567.46 in dividends, because we receive you see JEPQ for the month. We received $56.57. That's between my two holdings, and as well as my son's holding, right? So his holding represents $8.71. And I have it in two accounts where I received $32.13 and $15.73, all for a total of $56.57. We received so far in April. Well, we received in April for JEPQ. So, man, I know that's a lot, but this is exciting, man. This is exciting to see our dividend portfolio just grow over time. And man, to cross over $600, which I'll come back and give an update later on in the month just to show you where we at. But to cross over $600 in 1 month is just crazy. It's crazy for me. I know there's people out there that probably get a lot more, but I'm just super excited about where this dividend portfolio has gone. And let's be clear, these are all positions spread out through multiple accounts. So only my son has one account which has quite a few positions in it, but all my portfolios now have no more than 8 or 9 positions in it. So you have 8 or 9 positions, and you make 3 or 4 of those positions may pay dividends. So here we are. If you pay a dividend, you make the list. So you see in March, I just can't wait to June, right? Because June is going to be when that next quarterly portion hits that you see here in March. And I think that's going to push me close to $700, if not more. So I'm excited about that. I can't wait to see what this AMDY is going to pay out for April. And we still have some monthly income to come as well. AMZA, which has been a great ETF that's been performing in my Charles Schwab account. And in my Charles Schwab, I only have these 2 positions, to be honest with you, AMDY and AMZA. Those are my 2 positions in my Charles Schwab account. And they both pay monthly dividends, and I'm up on both positions. So overall, so that's great. That's great. So, let me say something about these yield max, because I know we have the rule, right? Don't go chasing high interest positions. Well, I agree with that. But that don't mean they're all bad. These yield maxes are kind of tricky. They're kind of tricky, right? So if you have a yield max that's following a good stock, hey, it only makes sense to give it a shot. So if I have a AMZY position a yield max that's following Amazon, and Amazon's been doing well, I feel pretty good about this yield max over time, especially, and you're paying a monthly dividend. Same thing with this AMDY. If AMD has been performing well, I own AMD as well, and it's been doing great in my portfolio. So I said, well, let me look at the yield max. And it's been doing great. And I'm receiving monthly income that I'm reinvesting back into the position right now. And, it's just been doing great. I'm sorry, did I say? Okay, so my Charles Schwab is AMZA and AMDY. I want to be clear with that. I don't have AMZY. This is the Amazon yield max. This is the AMD yield max. So in my Charles Schwab, I have AMZA and AMDY. Those are my only two positions in my Charles Schwab account. But they're both performing well, to say the least. So, yeah, man, this is an update of where we stand so far. And I still have, I love this ETF, PFFA. It's a monthly paying, and like I said, I'm up on the position, and it's paying me monthly. And I can't wait to get that April dividend, because we're going to use that. We're getting about a share, at least a share each month, so that's growing over time. This QQY is actually, this is my son's position here. I had this in January, where you see the big amount here, but this is one of the ones that I got rid of it in my account, and I bought the Coinbase, the CONY, which I just looked at earlier. But my son still holds this position, so he's receiving this monthly income in his account every month. I think he's a little down overall, but he's at least able to add a share, over a share each month in his account. So I'm excited about that. QYLD, I'm still in QYLD, so we're going to get that monthly income as well. And man, so like I said, we're at $567.46 for the month of April so far. It's April 7th. It is April 7th, and I'm at $567.46 in the month of April. And like I said, this is the big baby here. It's the CONY, it's the Coinbase Yield Max. Since I've been in February, our February payment was $129.81. March, 203.01, and in April, you see right here, we just received $346.93, and you can go back through on Yahoo Finance, or you can pull up yourself to see how much it's paying monthly, but it's paying great. So I know your question: what you going to do with the $346.93? Well, so this is my plan, and this is what I've been doing. I don't really invest it all back into CONY. With a 346, I'm probably going to buy 2 more shares of CONY, which is probably going to be about $50 total. And then I'm going to use probably about $150 to reinvest back into the other positions in this account. And the other $100, I may pull it out and pay a debt that I've been trying to pay down, right? I think I have some credit card debt that I'm gonna pay down that I'm almost getting rid of. So I think I'm gonna take $100 of this 346 and just put towards that. So we're gonna buy some more CONY. We're gonna buy more into the other positions in the portfolio, which are not yield max positions, right? Other than, I think the only other yield max I have is this YMAG, which is the yield max that follows the seven main, you know what I'm saying? The Amazon, Google, blase. So, if you want to look up YMAG, check it out. But yeah, but the CONY is going to be invested back into CONY for a few shares. Then we're going to put probably about 150 into the rest of the portfolio, and we'll probably pull 100 out and pay on a debt. So the goal is to be debt free as much as possible, so we can invest more. So that's the goal. But overall, I'm just excited about what we received this month in dividends so far, and it's highly influenced by the yield maxes right now. But a lot of those yield maxes, most of the yield maxes, I'm up overall on, which is great. The only one I think I'm down on right now And that's only because of that pullback that happened with Google is the GOOY. But you see Google's coming back up. So I'm going to be breaking even on this pretty soon. So, but yeah, I'm in Google long term with shares. So I don't have any issues with having the yield max of GOOY. I don't think that's a risk at all, to be honest with you. So, but yeah, that's where we at. Like I said, you see what happened in March, and you see a lot of the quarterly payouts, which you'll see again in once we get around to June. So if I slide this over May, June, you'll see June once we have the next quarterly dividend that's going to hit. And like I say, we're going to push 600 this month. I don't know what May is going to be, but I'm hoping by June we can get that to 700. What do you guys think? Or do you guys do any specific dividend investing, or do you just buy your positions? If they pay a dividend, they do, they don't. Either or. I think it's about how you do it. But passive income is passive income. We love passive income. So I love passive income. And already be up to over $2,000 in passive income, and we're just starting April. I think that's great. So that is my update on my dividend portfolio so far this month. So what do you guys think about that? You have some, I would like to hear your feedback, positive, negative, whatever you may say. Let me know what you guys think. So, and before we jump off here, I want to quickly touch on my Robinhood account. And this is a small account we've been building up over the last few months. So, it's one that we decided to be more hands-on. And I think since we've been more hands-on with it, you see that the outcome has been amazing. So probably last year, well, I ain't gonna say a year, probably last 6 months, we've been pretty hands-on with this account, and I'm learning as well, right? I'm, learning the options and things of that nature, and I'm not a professional by any means, so I'm learning just like everybody else. But since we've taken a more hands-on approach, we've seen the positive impact on the portfolio. So let's jump in. Let's take a look at the Robinhood portfolio just to give a quick update, and then we're going to shut it down for the day. So let's see here. Boom. You see the total here. We are at $6,547.72. I think that's an improvement from last Sunday when we gave an update. So let's just take a look at our 1 week. And as you see, the past week, we're up 3%. We're doing something right. We're doing something right in this account. We're up $192.05. And you see the amount is steady changing because we have crypto. Crypto's 24/7. So, but you see the last week, we're doing pretty well. And over the past month, we're up 8%. Do you have a portfolio right now that's up 8% in the past month? So you see we're up $488.36. And over the last 3 months, we're up 33% in this account. 33%. That's $1,628. And like I said, it's changing by the second. Year to date, we are up 29%. 29% in this account. It's only April, by the way. It's only April. Just, FYI. And for the past year, we're up 70%. Remember what I said? It's been about 6 months since we started taking this account serious. And as you see in the numbers here, we're up big time. I like to see 70. It's done dropped to 69, such and such, but we're going to save 70%. And just to give you a breakdown, let's go back here. Just to give you a breakdown of what we have here. You see our pending orders, which are basically our stop. These are our stop orders, our stop losses for our option plays here. We closed out a great XLE play last week. We would have got another one in, but we got stopped out before I could really get started. But that's okay. It's okay. We'll find another one. We'll find another play this week. But open calls here, we have an MPLX 920 open call, which we just opened up. We have the ET, we have the MPLX, which we're doing really well on, and we have another ET. So those are our open option plays right now, and the stop losses are up here. You see the buying power. We have an XLE that we got stopped out of, so that buying power update on Monday, and we'll look to probably get into another play. So you have our cryptos here, our ETH, our Bitcoin, and our Doge. That's the crypto we have here. And then we have our stocks here, which with the winnings we made last week on our option plays, we was able to feed our long-term plays here. Because this is always going to be the foundation. XLE, ET, VTI, QQM, main, AIQ, right? And you see, and just to see how things correlate, these are my long-term positions, but they all pay dividends. So they were all on my dividend list that I showed you earlier. XLE, ET, VTI, QQM, main, AIQ. So these are all positions that I consider to be long-term, but they also pay dividends. I know why you say, why you got so many dividend accounts, dividend positions, I mean. Well, it's just so happened that a lot of the plays that I consider to be strong plays, they pay dividends. They pay dividends. So these are long-term players, so they're not going to pay crazy like the yield max. But main is a monthly paying position. ET, I have 68 shares. I believe my last payout was over $20, so that's going to give me a share. And this is one that I'm looking to build long term. So we're going to get to 100 shares eventually. But VTI, QQM, XLE is something we just started. Those are my long-term plays. And you see out of those long-term plays, it kind of helps me build out some of my option plays. So that's what we're doing. That's the strategy. We incorporate our stop losses. We're seeing a increase in the crypto over, the last few months. So all those factors have contributed to the success of this account. So we're looking to keep building this. We're at 6,500 now. We're looking to get to 7,000, and we're just going to keep pushing this thing and keep growing. So, and that's all, man. I appreciate you guys stopping by today. I just want to give you guys an update on the dividend portfolio, and we're going to keep updating this. We're going to keep bringing you guys updates because I haven't talked about it in a while, but we are getting that passive income for sure. For sure. We're going to keep growing. It's going to be a time when we won't be getting $1,000 a month. Just wait and see. Just wait and see. It's going to come over time. But that's all for today, man. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this video. I would really appreciate it. And I hope you guys enjoy your Sunday, and I will talk to you guys later.